We're here now for the 11th year. It's a very popular show, and it always amazes me how a small county can produce such staggering cars, including some very, very rare cars. And we always have great support from the surrounding counties, and it's become a very popular event in the opening of the season. It's sort of very often the first decent weekend after the Easter break. Basically, it's cars pre-1983. Which means that we have an awful lot of 50s, 60s and 70s, a few pre-war, but they're becoming rarer and more difficult to drive on today's congested roads. But we have a good selection of cars that are rare, cars that when you see it you think, I haven't seen one of those for a long time. Grandad used to have one of those. And it's a voyage down memory lane to see the cars that used to be stuck in traffic jams in the 60s in. And it's also interesting to see how cars have developed, particularly if you look at the really old cars and see how big they were, and then look at the modern cars and see how much more room, yet they're about half the size. So we get a good cross-section of everything, from everyday cars to luxury cars to rare cars to cars that, as I say, you think, it's a long time since I saw one of those on the road.
What you have here is a Bond bug, a smart car 30 years before they actually arrived. Bond was a UK manufacturer based in Preston who had made three-wheelers since the mid-1950s. And this was their last production car before it was sold. The company was sold to Reliant. So it's got a 700cc engine. There's 71 miles to the gallon. Park it anywhere. Tiny little boot. Don't go too fast around the corners. Handles well with two people in it. And it's a joy to own and have.
This is it's converted to gas. This is the gas injector. Goes through into the engine there. It's switch overable, so you start on petrol, as soon as the engine is warm, switch over to gas, doubles your mileage. So it's a very cheap, it's cost me 68 quid a year, to, including the others, to get insurance, no tax, and 24 to the gallon, and a classic car. What more do you want?
1951 Morris Oxford Series MO. I've had it since 1983. It's been fully restored, and I've been running it like this for the past 20 years. So it's a nice big roomy family car for two of us, and things like bench seats, but it's got an old-fashioned side valve engine in it, which makes it plod along, so we don't race it anywhere. It's just nice for a Sunday out. Of course, when it's not raining, it's better. This time on this car.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Did you let you drive it?
It's 1949, Triumph Roadster, 20 TR. It was scrapped in 1960, and the second gentleman who owned it used to work for the Foreign Office and used to go to France. The MOTs came in 1960, so he scrapped it. It was in a scrapyard for 12 years, in a building for 8. We found it in 1980 and have restored it.
Well, it's a 1928 Lancia Lambda. And the body is British, built by the Albany Carriage Works, and they're quite unusual cars. They have a very quite powerful engine, very narrow V4, and Lancia were famous for pioneering the V4 concept and also pioneering these cars a semi-monocoque chassis and independent front suspension. So the car was very advanced for the 1920s.
I bought it for 1,400 quid. I had a Super Sniper for 22 years. That got too expensive. I had to sell this, sell that, and I bought this one. So what I've done, I found an engine, 1964, in Northern Ireland. Got it back here, and it cost $3,500 to put right and renewed. A £2,000 respray. And everything else, there's thousands on it.
The diesel heats the water up to boiling point and beyond. We run at 200 psi onto a little twin-cylinder Mason engine, 2-inch bore, 2.5-inch stroke, which gives it theoretically about 10 brake horsepower.
If you'd like to come along, do. If you've got a classic car, bring it along, stick it on display, and on Monday it will be included in the judging for the concourse with prizes.